The church was filled with the soft glow of candlelight and the scent of fresh roses, the kind of perfect June afternoon where everything was supposed to sparkle. Guests whispered happily as my sister Emma walked down the aisle in her dream gown, her face radiant under the veil. I stood near the front, heart swelling with pride and a quiet ache I'd carried for years. Then, just as the vows were about to begin, Emma stopped, turned toward me, and her voice cracked through the silence like thunder. "You did this, didn't you? You stole the wedding fund, Alex. How could you betray me on the one day I needed you most?" Gasps rippled through the crowd. My own mother covered her mouth in shock. My brother-in-law-to-be looked at me like I was a stranger. In that moment, with every eye burning into me, I felt the floor drop out from under my feet. But I didn't run. I reached into my pocket, pulled out my phone, and said the words that would change everything. "Before you say another word, Emma, let me show you the truth. If you're watching this right now, feeling your heart race just like mine did that day, I want you to know you're not alone. Family can hurt us deeper than anyone else, but it can also heal in ways we never expect. If this story moves you even a little, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We share real stories of resilience, forgiveness, and the messy beauty of love every week. Your support means the world and helps more people feel seen. Now, let's go back to the beginning. My name is Alex, and Emma has been my little sister since the day she was born screaming into this world 27 years ago. I was only 9, but I remember promising Mom I'd always protect her. Life tested that promise early. Dad left when I was 12 and Emma was 3, disappearing into a haze of new relationships and broken promises. Mom worked 2 jobs just to keep the lights on, so I stepped up. I learned how to braid Emma's hair before school, helped her with homework, and secretly saved my lunch money to buy her the sparkly backpack she wanted in 4th grade. She was my shadow, my best friend, my purpose. As we grew older, the weight shifted. I worked nights through community college so I could pay for Emma's dance classes and later her university tuition. She wanted to be a teacher, to give kids the stability we never had. I told her it was nothing, that big siblings do this. But the truth was, I sacrificed my own dreams of becoming a photographer. I sold my first decent camera to cover one of her semester fees. Every time she thanked me with those big, grateful eyes, it felt worth it. Then came Mark, her fiancé. He was kind, steady, the kind of man who showed up. Their love story was the fairy tale Emma deserved after the chaos of our childhood. When they got engaged, I was the first person she called, crying happy tears at 2 a.m. I helped plan the wedding in every spare moment I had between my dead-end office job and side gigs. But money was tight. The venue deposit, the dress, the photographer, it all added up fast. Emma started stressing, canceling little things to save. I couldn't watch her dim that light in her eyes. So I did what I'd always done. Quietly, I took out a small personal loan, sold the last of my photography equipment, and transferred money into the wedding account my mom managed. I asked Mom not to tell Emma. It was supposed to be my gift, my final way of saying, "I've got you." I even recorded a short video on my phone the night I made the transfer, talking to the camera about how proud I was of her and how this was the least I could do. It felt good. It felt right. For months, everything was perfect. Emma glowed in planning meetings. I stood by her side tasting cakes and choosing flowers. Then, 2 weeks before the wedding, the account was suddenly short, thousands missing. Mom panicked and checked the records. Somehow, my name was the only one linked to a recent withdrawal. I had no idea. Later we discovered it was a bank error mixed with a cousin who had temporary access and made a desperate, secret withdrawal for his own gambling debts, then tried to cover it by shifting blame. But in the chaos, Emma only saw one thing: my name on the transaction log. She confronted me privately the day before the wedding. I tried to explain, but she was exhausted, hormonal from all the stress, and terrified of losing the day she'd dreamed about since she was a little girl in hand-me-down dresses. "I trusted you more than anyone, Alex," she whispered, tears streaming. "If you needed money, why didn't you just ask?" I swore I hadn't taken it. She didn't believe me. The hurt in her eyes broke something inside me I didn't know could break. I spent that night replaying every sacrifice, every late night, every time I chose her happiness over mine. I almost didn't go to the wedding. But I couldn't miss it. I owed her that much. Back in the church, the silence was suffocating. Emma's mascara was already running. Mark looked ready to throw a punch. I held up my phone, hands shaking, and hit play on that old video. In it, I sat in my tiny apartment, exhausted but smiling. Hey future me, or maybe Emma if she ever sees this. Today I made sure your wedding is going to be everything you deserve. I sold the camera, the one Dad gave me before he left. It's okay. You're going to stand in that dress and know you're loved. I love you, sis. Always have, always will. The video ended. I played another clip I'd recorded secretly after her accusation the day before. Me on the phone with the bank, fighting for hours to trace the error, voice raw as I explained the situation. Then I showed the cousin's tearful confession text that had come in just that morning, admitting everything. The church erupted in murmurs. Emma's face went from rage to confusion to shattering realization. She stumbled toward me, heels catching on her dress, and threw her arms around me so hard we nearly fell. I'm so sorry, she sobbed into my shoulder. I was scared, and I hurt the one person who's never let me down. Alex, I don't deserve you. I held her tight, tears I'd been fighting for years finally falling. You do, Emma. We both deserve better than fear. We deserve trust. Mark joined us, wrapping his arms around both of us. My mom was crying openly now. The priest, sensing the moment, stepped forward gently. Love isn't perfect, he said. But it shows up. Shall we continue? The wedding went on, more beautiful because it was real. Emma said her vows with a voice full of new depth, glancing at me every few lines. When it was time for toasts, she handed me the microphone first. I accused my brother of the worst thing on the worst possible day, she told the guests, voice steady now. And he responded with proof of his love instead of anger. Alex, you've carried me my whole life. Today I promise to carry you too, from now on. I laughed through tears. Just don't drop me, okay? The reception was filled with dancing, stories, and healing. Even our cousin showed up later, humbled, offering to repay everything. The bank error was fixed. But more importantly, something between Emma and me was reborn stronger. In the months that followed, our relationship changed. Emma started checking in on me, really checking in. She helped me buy a new camera for my birthday. I finally took that photography course I'd always wanted. We talked about the old wounds. Dad's abandonment, the pressure I'd put on myself, the way fear can make us lash out at the people we love most. Therapy helped. Honest conversations helped more. That day at the wedding taught me that truth is powerful, but love is louder. When someone you love accuses you of something painful, it's easy to become bitter. But choosing to show your heart instead of hiding it can rewrite the entire story. Emma and I learned that family isn't about never hurting each other, it's about choosing to stay and heal together. If you've ever been misunderstood by the people closest to you, if you've ever sacrificed quietly and felt invisible, or if you've ever let fear make you cruel to someone you love, know this: redemption is possible. Evidence of character matters, but so does grace. Give it, receive it, fight for it. Thank you for watching my story. If it reminded you of your own sibling, your own family struggles, or gave you hope for reconciliation, please like this video and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next story of ordinary people doing extraordinary things with love. Drop a comment. Have you ever had a moment where truth changed everything at a family event? I read every single one. We're all walking each other home. Keep choosing love, even when it's hard. Until next time, this is Alex, still standing by my sister, and grateful for every step.